My name is Paulina, and with me today is Konrad. Hi, Konrad.
Hello.
Nice to see you here on our webinar. In the meantime, we are waiting for all the participants to join us. But let me take time to introduce future callers and this webinar because we are very happy that you joined us today. You can probably see our presentation about what we're going to talk about today. However, we invite you to participate in webinars and learn more about the IT industry because we, as future callers, believe that everyone should have a chance to learn, develop, and enjoy employment security in the new digital economy. This is an opportunity to meet our mentors. So here we are. Check how we teach and see how working in IT looks like in practice. Future Colors, you may wonder who we are, is a programming school and a creator of innovative education with a social mission. We believe that the future of the job market begins today because just a few years from now, 90% of jobs will require knowledge of new technologies. That's why, in addition to the old division into white and blue collars, symbolizing employees performing office and manual tasks, a new category appears: new future collars. These people constantly learn, develop, and change their skill set and use new technologies such as programming to work more efficiently and effectively. This gives them the freedom of choice, security, and possibility to pursue a profession that provides them with a stable future and good money. Who wouldn't like that? We are proud of our innovative teaching methods, which we've been working on since 2016. We currently offer 12 extensive courses tailored to the needs of today's labor market. They ensure a quick and effective path to enter the IT industry. That's why today we want to talk to you about programming in Java. Java training for beginners in future colors is a proposal for people who want to start programming but do not have the necessary knowledge. Java Developer is an online course that teaches Java programming from scratch. The program includes writing the first code, testing the created programs, and learning database management. If you want to start programming, you should start with the experience with future colors. However, about learning to program in Java with future colors, we will be talking later because today we want to focus on what's the most important for the beginners. So we will talk about why we should learn Java, is it the right choice for us, and we would like to also invite you to ask your own questions. If you can see the chat here, this is the place to ask your questions, and we will try to answer them during this webinar. We think that we should do it during the 1 hour. Uh, I already started talking about Future Colors. We are a programming school with career counseling, flexible and accessible learning method via our innovative platform, individual approach. So even though you are learning online, you have one-on-one consultations, live lessons, and you learn with your peers. And additionally, what is also very important, you get support during the recruitment to IT after you finish the course. The agenda for today is about Java. Is it easy to learn? What is the most important to learn at the beginning? What are the biggest challenges that people are facing during the learning of programming in Java? And I would also like to ask Konrad about his story and why he enjoys programming in Java. So let's meet our mentor. Hi, Konrad, once again. Can I ask you to tell us a few things about yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your invitation for this webinar. Yes, my name is Konrad Strzelecki. That's the first thing, and I have been programming professionally since 2016, and most of the time I am programming in Java. During my professional career, I have occasion to participate projects, software development projects for industries such as banking industry, entertainment industry, telecommunications, and right now I am working for gastronomy branch. In the free time, I am also I'm a Java mentor in Future Colors, but I am also teaching students and kids programming on my workshops in my hometown.
And where is your hometown?
It's city of Kamieńsk. It's center of Poland, small city. Yeah.
Okay, so we are so happy that you found time to become our mentor and also to join us on this webinar, because we want to use your experience and knowledge to explain why is it worth learning programming and starting with Java, or maybe starting with something else and then changing into Java. Why are we speaking about this? Also, because in our offer we have the Bootcamp Java Developer, also in English. That is a new thing, and I'd like to invite you all, if you are ready to start the journey for the 26th of June, you can join our course. Why? I hope that you will get this answer at the end of this meeting. Let me just say a few words about why you should choose Future Colors, and then we will go back to the questions, the webinar questions. You should start with Future Colors because we are not only teaching programming with the best mentors, we also help you with finding job. In the price of the course, there are a few things included. For example, workshops on creating your CV, workshops on effective job search, and we will share your CV with our partners, of course, with your consent, if you want to find a first job in IT. And if you choose the IT job program, you will also get individual consultations, job interview, technical interview, 3 months support in helping you find your first job in IT. You will get dedicated job offers, and we will also share your CV with our partners. So if you have in mind a clear goal to find a new job, do it with us and with IT job program. This is our platform. This is a quick peek into where you are going to learn these things. Here you have the possibility to join the live class, talk with your peers on chat. You will find here training materials. You will have consultations. You can watch the recordings of classes, because even though you learn online live, you can go back to the meetings that you couldn't attend, and here's the tool to do that. And also you will submit your assignments for check. What else I didn't say? Well, we are 100% online. We have practical tasks for you to learn how to work in the future. We have recruitment support, of course, live lessons, one-on-one consultations with mentor, and we also have English for IT course with our partner Eclectica. So you have this the range of possibilities when you decide to learn with future colors. However, going back to our meeting, Konrad, before I ask you the questions, can you tell us about your story with programming? How did you start?
I started my let's say my relation with computer science and IT in general was in I think in primary school, but programming in general it was high school. And at that time, I tried to write some code in Pascal language. It was there was some very simple programs I wrote, and I decided after high school graduation, I decided to study computer science at the Technical University of Łódź. Uh, which I did, and I graduated, and that was my first big background on the field of computer science. And during the studies, during my university studies, I had occasion I had a chance to learn. Big spectrum, wide spectrum of technologies and tools, and also branches of IT industry in which you can, if which you can be not only software developer but also IT specialist, administrator, and so on. And I decided to choose the path of first of all programmer, software developer, and to be more specific, a Java developer. So that was my case. Of course, I learned many other languages, but I during my engineering thesis and master thesis, I focused a lot of I lot of I put a lot of focus to learn more and more Java, and that was the beginning of my career. I didn't even finish I didn't even graduated, and I had opportunity to work with that technology. And after graduation, it was very easy to find first job. Yeah, related to Java software developer. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So today's webinar, for today's webinar, we invited people who probably mostly didn't have time or possibility to go to study at university or any technological school, but are looking for a way to learn programming. So it's a different path that you took, Konrad.
Yes, it is.
Do you think it's possible to learn programming via boot camps and courses?
Yes, it is, of course, but we need to be aware of fact that during the boot camp you don't have this time to make this widespread range of technologies you will learn, because as I mentioned, during the 5 years of studies you have really a lot of time to learn technologies which for sure I am not using today, but I had occasion to dive deep into them and decide whether I want them or not. Okay, that is the main difference. And here in bootcamp, when you choose one path, you are just going there and learning this certain technology. and after that bootcamp, you are able to work as a professional Java developer, for instance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we are organizing these webinars for everyone to make sure that this is the path for them. And additionally, you can also take a free predisposition test on our website. I will give you the link in a moment. You will be able to click on a button and go to the free predisposition test to check which path or various paths are best for you, I would say. So if you have if you have taken the test, you can also talk with our career consultants that will also help you further check if this path is best for you. And that's why we are talking about Java today, for everyone who thinks programming may be for them. So Konrad, do you think that learning Java is accessible for everyone? So, can everyone learn Java?
Uh, yes, I think the answer for that question is yes. Mm, I would like to maybe mention about that. mm, Fundamentals of programming will be very similar in almost every modern programming language. So whether you want to start your programming adventure with Java or Python or JavaScript, the very fundamentals are the same, and the same concepts are standing behind the basic functionality and basic commands you will write. Maybe some semantics is different, and the way you write the commands, but the concept and the idea is really very similar. So it's the matter of choice in which language you want to start your adventure in programming. And programming, yes, it's for everyone. It's just a matter of how much effort you want to put into your process of learning, and also what background do you have, because for instance maybe you have some engineering background, or in your work you are close to the IT department and you know some basic stuff. Yeah, so that will help you, for instance, and give you some advantage at the very beginning, and push your knowledge a little bit faster forward at the beginning. So that are the let's say some boosters which can help you at the beginning. But if you don't have such an experience, you still can learn programming, but you will have to spend a little bit more time on some exercises. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so the first good news is programming is for everyone.
It is. Yeah.
But are there any key characteristics or skills that can contribute to the success in the field? Are there some kind of predispositions that would be welcomed if you choose to become a programmer?
Uh, I think I touched this subject in the previous answer. Yeah, I am calling this like digital awareness. Like if you are on daily basis close to computer and digital world, you know how to install things on your computer, or handle some problems. For instance, if you are a kind of person that everyone from your closest family and friends call when they have some problem with computer, you are probably have some good background for learning programming. It's not because it's not the case that programming is similar to management and administration of computer, but as a programmer you will have to install some things, and sometimes they are not so easy to install as installing Spotify or browser on your computer. Okay, so it gives you some predispositions at the beginning.
Mhm.
That is the first thing. Second thing is this maybe capability, or just the thing whether you are or not uh, want to improve yourself constantly, because when you will finish the bootcamp, you will gain knowledge which is mm, uh, actual for that particular time, and in 2 or 3 years the technology can change. There are new version of Java releasing 2 times a year. There is a lot of tools which are related to Java and the system written in Java, and you have to learn and adapt to these new technologies. So when you are kind of person which likes to improve, constantly improve your skill, your set of skills, it is also a very good asset, and skill that will help you become a good software developer. Um, what can I also think of? Um, for sure, yeah,
Yeah, should you be good at math? So this is the thing that people.
yeah, it depends on what kind of in which branch of IT industry you want to work for. Because yes, um, it, it is also a helpful a helpful skill to be a good at math. Yeah, because you have your mindset is kind of analytical. And I mentioned about engineering background because this is the same thing, in my opinion. Yeah, so having this engineering background means that when you have some business problem or programming problem, you are handling this in some analytical way first, and then you are trying to think about this analytically, and then you are trying to solve the problem. And yeah, it is also very helpful, but it's not the thing that it's impossible to learn when you are not after I don't know, engineering degree or something like this. You can also gain this knowledge during the exercises you will do while learning programming. Yeah.
Okay, so that's another good news for us. Uh, so why we should choose Java? It's not easy to choose a programming language like that. Why, in your opinion, Konrad, of course, Java is the good choice for a start?
To answer that question, I think we have to specify what kind of languages we have on the market right now, and what is the usage of each of them, the most popular languages, let's say. Okay, because we can divide IT industry into a lot of sectors, like gaming sector, business sector in general, where we have very big complex systems, handling the big traffic from the clients, from very big commercial shops, for instance, which we can buy something online, or some entertainment systems like Netflix. There are a lot of branches and types of systems in which we are using different type of different programming languages, because each of modern languages found some area of IT sector in which it feels good, in which a lot of tools around this language was created, which help developer to write better systems in this particular area. Okay, for instance, we have JavaScript language, which is similar to Java only because of the first part of the name. but despite that, it's a language which is working on every browser. Every browser we have on our computers, our smartphones, our tablets. Uh, every web page we are entering right now, or even when we are talking about when you see this webinar right now, under the hood, JavaScript is working on your browser, and it's handling the traffic from some server hidden in the cloud. Okay, but on your computer, JavaScript is handling all this data incoming from the server, and this JavaScript program is making this website good looking, functional, and it makes it possible to for us to talk right now. Okay, but this is only the presentation layer, and as I mentioned, there is a server somewhere. Okay, which handles this traffic. So for instance, when you are registering as a user on some online shop system like Amazon or Allegro in Poland or eBay, your data are stored somewhere. When you are making when you buy something on that online shop, this information about what you bought and in what shop, in what online shop, it's all stored somewhere in the server, and this server makes it possible that the owner of the shop knows what did you bought and can send it to you. Okay, all those business flows are managed in this on this server part. Okay, and this is called backend. And as I mentioned previously about this presentation layer, which is working on your browser, it's front end. Okay, so Java is basically very good at backend systems. Okay, this is like very general overview, but this is how it works. So, for instance, when you want to, when you feel that you have capabilities of, and you enjoy design something and make some drawings, and you, or maybe you enjoy doing some graphics, and you want to connect it with programming, it's better to go in the direction of front-end developer, which is better to, and then it's better to learn JavaScript or some related to JavaScript technologies. Okay, but when you feel that you are kind of more, you are curious what is going on like beneath, under the hood. Okay, so on the server part, and that is the place where I think more engineering stuff is going on, and because you have to handle a lot of traffic, and you need to store the data somewhere, etc., etc. That, and you handle all this stuff using Java language. So that is the place where Java feels good. And if you are, as I mentioned, curious, and you feel that you want to go in that way and push your career into that direction, Java is very good language to choose. I will also mention at the end the Python, which is also very popular. And in Python, we can also create a backend systems. But as I am observing the market, job offers from Python is mostly right now, at least in Poland, related to machine learning and artificial intelligence, and also data science. So Python language is very good, and the tooling around Python is very good for capturing and analyzing a lot, analysis of a lot of data, and for instance, preparing some big sets of data to put it to the machine learning algorithm, for instance. Yeah. So that is the, of course, I am generalizing a little bit, but because every programming language can be used to anything, but the market is defining where each language is used, as I mentioned. So that is the thing. You are muted. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So, if you are looking for a programming language to develop your career in the direction of a backend, you should definitely choose a language that is very popular, like Java, that will definitely help you find a job after the course. Uh, Conrad, what is the career path for a Java developer? I assume that we start with a junior Java developer
Yeah.
that we become after the bootcamp, if you go to the two parts of the bootcamp. And how does it look? The path to become a senior, maybe a senior Java developer?
After our bootcamp, when you will learn and you will have the skills to send some job requests to some companies. Um, you will as a junior Java developer you will be responsible for sure for small tasks. So working in a IT team uh, which is responsible for some area of a bigger project, or maybe it's small project and there is only one IT team in the company. You will be designated to solve some at the beginning small problems, which will be in most cases very good, very well documented by team leader or some manager. Okay, so the problems you will solve and create some solutions for that problems will be very well described. So we will be um, uh, um, you will very easy adapt to a new project which is not which is you very often big, and you can really in that in the first job you have a very good opportunity to learn how the things are working in a company, because doing the project alone or in a small group on a bootcamp is very similar to what we are doing in work, but it's not the same. That is the thing. So during the bootcamp, we always want to make the learning process as similar as possible to the real environment, but there are some differences. First difference is the size of the project, because during the bootcamp the project is pretty big. Okay, as for as a it's this is the normal size for the proof of concept project, like we are doing a bootcamp. But in the normal job the projects are a little bit bigger. So as a junior you just have to learn how to deal with the size of the project first of all, and then you are solving the problem. At the beginning they are a little bit easier, and with the time and more experience you will get you will solve problems which are more serious, and sometimes you in a days with more experience you maybe you will be asked to create some documentation and description of a task or make some research for a new feature. And that is the thing which is going on. But it's not related only to Java. It's career of I think programmer in every language, in every other language. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, but do you think that knowing the basics of programming could help other professional careers? So, if you are not planning to become a programmer and work maybe directly in IT, is the knowledge of how the IT works going to help you?
Yes, it is. Yes, for instance, we can take just a regular office job, for instance, and we usually use Excel for storing some kind of data, and having knowledge of fundamentals of programming, we can, for instance, write some macros in Excel, which are very helpful and can do some operations on our data, which is not possible using regular formulas in Excel. So we can easily create some forms which can be sent. We can automate our daily work. So knowledge of programming and having these basics of and fundamentals of programming, it's also very helpful, even even if we will not choose the path of becoming the software developer. Yeah.
Mhm. So right now, I would like to make a pause, and I would like to invite every participant to write your questions on the chat. I will read the questions, and we will have the answers. Don't hesitate. Try us, get more knowledge from Konrad. And if you are interested in joining our bootcamp, you can click the button with the text more to learn more about our bootcamp. You will go to the website with all the information available. You can read about what we teach, what you can learn, how you can learn with us. You can get all the information that we will not talk about today, more about the bootcamp itself. And if you are interested in other courses, like Conrad mentioned, Python course, or any other course that we have in our offer, you can also look them up on our website. So feel invited to go through the website and to ask your questions here. So yeah, going back to learning programming, I wanted to ask you, Conrad, where we should start, because if our participants are ready to go on a boot camp and start with us, they may be sure that we offer the best curriculum that will help them get all the knowledge required to find the first job and to be successful in programming. However, if our participants of today's meeting are not ready to go for bootcamp because this is the first webinar they attended. So, what is the basic thing about Java that you should learn or maybe look up on YouTube so that you can get the taste of what Java is about?
Um, f- first of all, I would recommend to make some kind of or maybe a research and um, find the fields and areas of the IT sector in which Java is used, and compare it to other languages. Okay, because as I mentioned, the Java industry, like the Java is used in some certain, mostly in some certain part of Java industry, which is backend systems, and yes, and try to compare it with other programming languages, and where is those where those other languages are used, in which field, and maybe try to answer yourself where you see yourself as a programmer in general. And when you will say, okay, I want to I would like to be responsible for the processes that are going inside the server, the Java is the answer, one of the answers. Yeah, or maybe you want to be related with gaming industry. then Java may or maybe not, because you there are also some gaming solutions with Java language, but the market there is not so many job offers related like in Java language related to gaming market, for instance. Yeah, so we need to make this research and make this conscious decision based on that. And as I mentioned at the beginning, the fundamentals of language are very very similar in each language, from those most popular yeah, right now.
Mhm. So, for example, people will definitely learn some kind of version control system, for example, Git, right? Some
Uh,
well-known.
those are the common parts. Yes, of
Yeah.
course. And so when you because when you are working in team on daily basis, you are writing the code in a system. You are not alone in this. There are other developers which are writing the code to the same system. So you have to share between yourself, between yourselves the code. So there is a solution for that, which is the most popular, which is code repository called Git, and in that place you are sharing the code you wrote, and your colleagues are sharing the code they wrote. So what you need to do during this Java course, and not only Java course, because in other courses also you have to learn this Git, let's say, framework, and during Java developer course in future colors, we are learning from the I think from the beginning, because all the homeworks are you are sending to the to mentor to be checked. They are sent via this Git repository. So you're writing the code, you are sending the code to the repository, and your mentor has access to that repository and checks it, and give you some feedback, or just give you the information that everything is correct and you can do next task. And yeah, so there are also some tools that are used among all the languages. Git is a good example of that, and
Mhm.
it is very worth to know it and learn it from the very beginning, because this is the must have in case of knowledge when you want to get even the first job in IT industry.
Mhm. Okay, so I wanted to change the topic a bit for
Mhm.
now and ask you about the biggest challenges that students face when learning programming.
Um, I think one of the biggest challenges is that this is the boot camp. We our course is divided into two parts: Java Introduction and Java First Project. But overall, the whole course takes 6 months to finish. So it's we have classes 2 times a week, and beside those classes you have to solve some homework problems, which are basically some Java programs you have to write. So the biggest challenge is to find the time for that, because all of us have some work from 8 to 16, major of us, yeah. And we have families, we have our private life, and we have to find that time to learn new thing, which is Java. And that is, I think, that is the biggest challenge from my point of view. Yeah, to find the time uh, yeah, and be mm, and find that time, I think, in this range of time, which is 6 months. So it is very challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, however, it is not as long as would take the studies, right?
Yes, of course it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very intensive and it is a challenge. But we encourage you to really find the time, talk to your husband, wife, to your children, to your friends, and tell them, I'm starting a new career now. I need 6 months to finish my big, maybe the biggest project of my live to this date. So I will need your support in this, because yes, it will require a lot of time, not only going to the live lessons, as Konrad mentioned, not only consulting with the mentor, doing the exercises, making the project, cooperating with other people in your project, but also you will have to find time to work on yourself. So there is a lot of me time in this program, so that you just sit down and write code.
Yeah.
And what not everyone is realizing, that if you want to become a programmer, you have to like working on a computer. It may be something like a shared knowledge with everyone, but the job of a programmer requires a lot of time with the screen,
Yeah.
right? That
Yes.
also might be challenging for the beginners, right?
Yeah. 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 That's why I mentioned about this digital awareness, because it's kind of related to that. If you spend a lot of time on computer right now, it won't be a problem so much. But if you are a person which is not spending so much time on computer, you can feel that change. Yeah, let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I also can add about the length of the boot camp. When I was a mentor in my previous group, some students decided to um, make a break between those two parts, and they kind of extend the period of time of the bootcamp, because it is possible when you finish the first part, the Java introduction, it is possible to make a pause, finish some unfinished exercises, and start the second part, the Java first project, with some other group of people. Okay, with yeah, your regular group started, for instance, this Java first project part already, but you will start with some other group. It's not a problem. It's just the matter of, and the way you will and you, it's up to you to decide. Yeah, but this is also a possibility. And when you will choose that path, and you decide to do it that way, you will extend your time a little bit, so um, the whole bootcamp will be a little bit longer, but you will have more time to do the exercises, and have time to do some things you have to do in your private life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great that you mentioned that, Konrad, because if you are afraid that you don't have 25 weeks to finish the bootcamp, just decide to take the first part of the course that takes 11 weeks, and then decide to enroll into the other part. I just wanted to share my screen with you. I wanted to show you the Future Colors website. It's in English. If you are interested in joining the course, you can do it here. You can add the course to the cart. But I really want to encourage you to look for more information about not only this bootcamp, but also what you should learn if you want to become a Java programmer. You can take a free aptitude test here. You can learn more about what are the basics, the essentials for the Java junior developer. So you can get the scope of our course here and learn what is needed, what is an essential for you to get your first job. Here you can see the course syllabus in a very plain language. If you don't know any specialized language, you can easily understand what is this course about. You can learn about the additional benefits that are the preparation for recruitment. Also, you will have the professional portfolio that shows what you really can do and what you are already experienced in, for example, working, cooperating with other students, so the future workers. And also you will receive a certificate confirming the skills you have acquired. You will understand what you will be able to do after the course, see more details about financing, because you can also get the installment plan, talk to the specialist about other financing propositions, educational loans. I also recommend you to read about the graduates' testimonials. Sometimes they say it was easy peasy. However, sometimes they say it was hard, but it was definitely worth it. Some stories about our students that finished our courses. Go to our blog, read the stories, and be inspired by them. You can meet our experts here. You can see Conrad here also. These are our mentors who will be teaching you if you are ready to join. So feel invited to see our website. And we are back to Conrad. We are going to finish this webinar in soon. So at the end, I wanted to ask you, Conrad, for some kind of wisdom that you acquired during your professional work in IT. Is there anything that you can say for the people to encourage them to choose this path, or is there something that you may say from the perspective of how many years? Six,
Yeah, about 7 years. Yes.
7 years in IT.
Words of wisdom. mm, uh, for me, working as a software developer, not Java precisely, but software developer in general, is an opportunity to solve problems which are not repeatable, because really each case and each problem we are solving, by problem I am not meaning the problem, but I am using this word as a like mathematical problem. It's some kind of a task or some kind of solution you have to implement or figure out how to implement. Okay, and when you have this solution, at the beginning there is always a problem. For instance, we have to make some functionality that will allow user to buy our products in our shop, and this is kind of a problem you have to figure out how to solve. And when you have a solution, you have to implement it, then test it, then deploy it to the production environment. For sure, there will be some problems and some cases you didn't expect that they will appear. So it's very each project and each problem, as I mentioned, is very specific and not repeatable, which makes this job very interesting. And I am not bored at all with such work because you have no. Yeah, we can put it in simple words that each day is a new challenge. Yeah, it's kind of that. And when you are I am a person which is I think I am very close to IT industry. I'm kind of geek also, so all the digital news related to computers and technology are very close to me, and I am trying to be up to date. So being a software developer kind of makes me feel that I am part of that. Okay, so which is also great, and I think that's also when you feel kind of that way, it's very good to choose the path to kind of rebrand your career and choose the path of the Java software developer, for instance. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds so exciting. So, dear participants, if you are looking for a job that will make you develop your skills, learn something new every day, if you don't want to be bored, if you want to solve the problems, choose the job of Java developer, become a programmer. And if you are not sure how to do it, go to the futurecolors.com and we will help you find your path, the right path. Thank you so much, Konrad, for
Thank you
today.
very much.
And thank you, everyone, for coming to this webinar. It was a pleasure to talk with you, our mentor, about your path, your career, and your experience in teaching Java and also learning Java some time ago. So thank you so much, and
Thank
hopefully
you very
see
much.
you again soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Have a good afternoon.